We all saw it earlier today. Gwent just announced that there is a brand new expansion that's going to be hitting the ground running on June 28th, and we got treated to a whole bunch of brand new cards that are going to be coming with that new expansion called Novigrad and the brand new faction Syndicate. So with the dev stream just wrapped up not too long ago, I want to go through some of the cards and show you what was leaked and my thoughts on the new cards, the new mechanics, everything that was dropped just not too long ago. All right, so again, the name of the expansion is called Novigrad. It's going to be launching on June 28th. It's very, very soon. And I believe that the pre-orders are already up and running, so you guys can go ahead and get those. But I want to go through the cards that were leaked today by Slama, Austri, and Burja. So let's go through them as they were released, and I've got them all saved up here so you guys can take a look. So the first one was Count. I couldn't make out the name. I don't think I saw it, but it was Count M something. Nonetheless, it is a 8 provision, 5 strength card. Profit 3. Now, Profit, again, is a new mechanic. Profit puts coins in a bank with a maximum of 9 per round, and you use those coins to sort of purchase or hire these people. For instance, in this case, the Count here has a fee of 3, where you pay that fee, which has a zeal effect, so you can do it right away. And it says place a bounty on an enemy unit. Now, what does bounty do? When you kill someone with bounty, you earn coins based on the base strength of that unit. Lots of cool interactions we're gonna get through now. This seems like an interesting card. It gives you profit, and you can automatically go ahead and drop those 3 profits that it pays for itself in a sense. It's got the money in the pocket that you need to activate the fee, so it comes prepaid. Place a bounty on an enemy unit. I think that might be a mechanic that might get out of hand, especially since if coins are going to be a currency that should be spent and used with care, placing bounty on units might be a big deal, given the fact that you can really you can kill things pretty easily in this game. Putting bounty on certain creatures to really replenish your bank, your coin bank, could be interesting. I mean, if you put a bounty on anything with 8 or higher, suddenly Geralt and all those other cards can go ahead and really, in one foul swoop, just crush, get a great tempo swing, replenish the bank with coins, and really go crazy. Then you put another fee on something else, and I think excuse me, placing bounties is going to be one of the the focal points of this faction of Syndicate, and I think that this is going to be a card that you're going to see fairly decently, again, paying for itself. All right, next card that we saw was Morels. Again, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, but I'm just going by what the video said. A 9 provision 4 for 4 damage unit. Now, we've seen these before. Units that come down for 4 strength that deal 4 damage are not new. Regis, Bloodlust, and Enraged Ifrit, I believe it is, do the same thing. However, Tribute 6, destroy target unit instead. Tribute is if you pay the 6 coins, you can destroy something straight away. This card's going to be bonkers, and I think that this card is going to be absolutely everywhere, because getting 6 coin in this game is not going to be too hard, I don't think. There's going to be a lot of cards that you're going to play in early rounds, I believe, to just get your bank up, and then paying a tribute of 6 is not going to be that big of an issue. This card is cheaper than Geralt. This card has a workaround if you do not reach the 6 coin condition to have it maximized value. So you can just do 4 for 4, 4 strength, 4 damage, 9 provision. You can get that working, and if not, worst case is, I mean, you can just kill something straight away. It doesn't have to be a unit that's 8 or above. So this is a superior Geralt in so many ways. There's a reason why Austri said that this card was so popular in the closed PTR, and I can easily see why. This is going to be the removal. This might sort of knock cards like Geralt of Rivia or Geralt Pro down a notch. All right, next up, Witch Hunter Executioner. Witch Hunter Executioner is a 3 for 5 provision, profit 2. Again, you drop it down, you're getting profit, which means you're putting 2 coins in the bank. Fee 1, give bleeding to an enemy for 1 turn. If it has a bounty, damage it by 1 instead. Very, very easy to fill out a a lineup of low provision cards in order to make a workable deck. And in the 5 provision slot, this looks like something that's easy peasy. It has the benefit of having a fee if necessary to go ahead and use some of the profit that it provides to get the points that you need. It's versatile in that way, but if not, 2 profit, just put some coins in the bank for later cards that you might need. Easy. I like this card. All right, next up is, couldn't pronounce it, Shady Fista. I don't know. Nonetheless, the guy looks like Hide the Pain Harold a little bit, but he's obviously looking at some interesting concoction, some type of white substance. I'm not going to go down that route regardless. Nonetheless, deploy, give an allied unit poison, and boost it by 2. Many reasons why this card is really cool, besides the fact that this is going to fill up your 4 provision slots a lot. Give a unit poison and boost it by 2. Not many people play poison as an archetype or just have it in their back pocket. I think that might change. The 4 provision, give a unit poison, I forgot the name of the card. Nonetheless, that might be something that people tech in the 4 slot just to counter this card. You're giving a unit on your side poison to boost it by 2, so this will always have a 6-point value. And if you're throwing it on a really cheap throwaway card, who cares if it dies? This card is going to be really, really popular, and I highly doubt that this card is I really believe that this card might bring in other poison cards into the meta as tech choices, very cheap poison giving cards in order to counteract this one bronze as well. All right, next up beyond this, I've got the Wretched Addict. Again, this goes really well with Shady Fista as a combo. Every allied turn on turn end, if this unit is poisoned, boost it by 1, no problem. For 4 provisions, the ceiling on this is enormous. If your opponent has no answer to this, if your opponent has nothing to, if your opponent's not carrying poison of their own to end the day on this guy, then this thing could get really out of control. It can grow. It could be really, really good. Easy 4-point engine. What can I say? You place it down as well. 4-point body is gonna be tough to remove right off the bat, and a 1-point boost right off the hop every turn without any real conditions other than poison. This pairing of 2 bronze cards might just be what puts poison in your pocket when you're deck building. I suspect this card might get nerfed. I think that this card might become a 5 provision or a 3 strength or something along those lines, because I really don't think 4 for 4 with this ability is all that balanced, but we'll see how it happens. Grand Inquisitor, Helvid. All right. This is the first of the fire spawns, the fire somethings. Forgot their name. I know you're going to kill me for the lore on this. Regardless, this is a 10 provision 4 strength card. Profit 4, so you're already putting 4 coins in the bank. Fee 2, spawn a Firesworn Zealot and summon him to this row. This is a swarm tactic. Again, Fee is a zeal at zeal speed, meaning you can play it and activate the Fee right away. So you're putting down a profit 4 card. So you're putting 4 coins in the bank. And you're spawning dudes. This is going to be great for a swarming archetype type deck. This might be a matter of Gimpy Gerwin coming in to ruin this guy's day if this deck becomes very popular. Much in the same regard that Revenants, a Drog deck, can get out of hand. This might be the same way. However, 10 provision 4 cost card, profit 4, put 4 coins in your pocket. So this is something else that came up. Swarm tactic, a swarm archetype. Eternal Fire Priest is the next one, a 4 provision 3 strength card. Whenever you spawn 1 or more units, boost self by 1. Same thing. Maybe this is a setup. This is the 4 provision bronze card you throw down there to mix with the with your Grand Inquisitor to get the point spawn and get all of that going. So just another swarm mechanic style deck. The Dalen Soldiers and stuff like that. Your spawning stuff. Same with certain monster classes as well when you're spawning units. Either way, there is the the Eternal Fire Priest. All right, Keeper of the Flame. Here's another one. 5 provision 3 cost. Reverse that. 5 provision 3 strength. Deploy, boost adjacent units by 1, or tribute 4, boost all allies on a row. Again, part of the swarm mechanic. Sounds good so far. Tribute 4 means that you can pay 4 right off the hop to have that effect instead. Sounds good, right? Boost all allies on a row. The ceiling on this card is enormous. You're getting 11 for 5 if you can really convert with this. I feel like this might be another card that gets a little bit of a rework, but Tribute 4, you don't know when the coins are going to work out. Anytime that there's a new resource limitation to a deck building and to the game, you kind of are going to have to wait and see how those work out. Next up, the Bare Knuckle Brawler, spooky guy over here. Pretty sure I have a friend who looks like this. Regardless, it's a 4/4 Intimidate. What Intimidate means, it's a new keyword for this particular gang. And what does the Bare Knuckle Brawler do with Intimidate? Well, anytime you play a card that is a crime is like organic, crime is like spell or whatever. Whenever time you play a crime, if you have Intimidate, you boost it by 1. So that is the keyword passive that works with this faction. I think this is going to just fit into a lot of decks, kind of like the Assimilate. A 4-point with that keyword of Assimilate. It's a similar type of card build in the bronze category. Sausage Maker. Berja was loving this, and I kind of concur. Hilarious name for a card. Regardless, this guy looks pretty intense. He is a 10 provision 5 cost, 10 provision 5 strength. Gotta figure that out. With Intimidate, so again, anytime you play a crime, it boosts. Profit 3 coins in your pocket, and for a fee of 5, you gain Resilience. That's always good because you don't always need to use the fee right off the hop. You can use it whenever. So you can play this. Obviously, you're always going to want to play Resilience, but if you want to use those coins for something else, you could. So you're not paying for the Resilience from the provision cost aspect. You're paying for it for the coins you're doing. So there's a lot of versatility with that. There's a lot of pick and choose with these cards. Crown Splitter Thug is next. This is a 5 provision 3 strength. Intimidate, again, anytime a crime is played, boost by 1. Deploy, damage an enemy unit by 2. Easy. It's just spotted damage of 2 with a higher ceiling with the synergistic elements of crime type cards. And what are those crime type cards? We'll get to those soon, but here's Sucrus or Sucrus. 10 for 6, strength for 10. Prevent the unit to the left from taking any damage. It's like a bodyguard. It's like a protection. Now, does that mean that cards that absorb damage will still get the benefit of it? They actually explained this in the dev stream. So what they explained was if this is next to a long ship that damages while it pings, it will damage, but it will not take that damage. So you'll be able to ping by 1, but you won't have the setback of taking damage. So this is a really interesting card that's going to be in a lot of Skellige decks, I suspect, because cards that, for instance, you put this with a Sfabled Priest, and then you put a unit between, oh my god, the way I think is like Blue Boy, Sfabled Priest, and this protecting the Blue Boy is an obscene amount of points every turn. I think it's 4 per turn. So there's going to be a lot of decks that are going to want this in it. This is a silly card, and I think that a lot of people will be saving removal or lock for this card. Much in the same way that people kind of hoard certain cards to deal with certain archetypes, this is going to be one of them. This is going to be a card that might demand an answer or a round pass, because this could be unanswered, could really cause some trouble. All right, Dip into the Pontar. Easy, profit 3, 5 provision spell. I think it's a crime. I could be wrong, but it's damage an enemy by 3. No problem, easy. And then you put 3 coins in your pocket. So this is kind of a setup card that doesn't necessarily have too much of a downside. You're damaging 3. There's a 3-point engine on the board. Easy money. And I say easy money because you're putting 3 coins. Play this and then hit something like, I don't know, something that has a fee to it. You're good to go. All right, Sea Jackal is next. 4 for 4 fee, boost self by 2, so you can spend some of those coins that you've acquired. And Hoard 7, boost by 3 instead. Now, Hoard is a different story. Hoard mechanic means that if you have that number, so in this case, Hoard 7, if you have 7 coins in the bank, it automatically does what that says. You don't spend those coins. It's just kind of like an echelon that you have to meet, a requirement for it to get that bonus. In this case, if you have 7 coins in the bank, you play this as a 7 cost 4 mana, 7 strength 4 mana card. Now, back from the days of 4 mana 7/7s, this seems like similar, but a little bit more balanced for sure. All right, we go to pickpocket. The pickpocket is easy. I think it's just a crime. Obviously, pickpocketing is a crime. Six provision, profit 6. Just replenish that bank. Again, if you have cards that have fees associated with them, you put 6 coins in the bank and you start hitting those fees. So I think that this might be a card that is an easy tech into a lot of archetypes. Control style archetypes, I would imagine. Maybe engine pieces. I don't know. But this is definitely going to get some play. Just, fill the bank up. That's no problems there, right? Next, we have the Beggar, with one of the most hilarious cards since the Temerian Drummer. I cannot wait to see this as a premium. I want to see how this works out. This is going to be pretty much the filler in a lot of profit style decks. What you're going to do is you're going to put 2 of these in your deck, and every time you play it, you're just putting coins in the bank. This is a non-committal, proactive play that doesn't demand an answer from your opponent or anything, so you don't have to worry about it getting removed. It's just you get the money for when you play it. Obviously, if you got 2 in hand, you're really profiting, quote unquote. You're taking it to the bank. But man, I can't wait for this to be premium. Eavesdrop is another card, probably a crime. I don't remember if they mentioned it. 5 provision, profit 4, draw a card, and put a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. Now, here's why this card is so cool. It's put a card to the bottom of your deck, meaning you're not going to draw it later on. You're not going to get hosed by that card later. This is a card that is going to go ahead, put some money in the bank, and cycle. This is a card that you might like to play in round, round 2 or even round 1, but get rid of the garbage out of your hand. Get some cycle going, and it's profit 4. So you're gonna definitely get some help with this. In round 2, like they said, the carryover of coin from round to round is half rounded down. So even if you're playing, this is the kind of card that if you win round 1 and you've got some cards to bleed in round 2, you might play this. You just put some coin in your pocket, cycle the trash away to the bottom of your deck so you don't have to worry about drawing it later. Then you're good to go. I like this card a lot. Again, easy in the 5 provision slot. And a couple left. Casino Bouncers. Insanity. Insanity is another interesting word that goes to this particular gang, the Cut-Ups. Cut-Ups matches with monsters. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But Insanity means that you can use the fee by damaging it in that amount. So I think that might be a little bit broken, honestly, because it allows you to get the benefit for not so much of the damage. I mean, fee 2 to summon this all from your deck sounds good and all. It's another thinning type play. We've seen 6 provision 4 cost cards that thin in monsters before. They were called Wild Hunt Riders. They were a little bit oppressive at times. Dominance kind of nerfed that card to craziness, but this might be the answer to that, because not only do you play this and then you can pay to have it out of the deck, but at the same time you can just, if you have no cash, you have Insanity, so you damage it by 2 and you get the thinning play. So no problem. In a round 1 that might not mean something to you, or a round 2 that you're just trying to get out of real quick, this is certainly a fantastic card. All right, let's move along to Bloody Good Fun. What a beautiful card this is. What a wonderful time at the card table that they're having. 4 provision, profit 3, lose all your crowns and damage an enemy by the same amount. Now your crowns are your coins, your kind of your money, but you're already profiting 3. So you're going to get 3 in the bank and you're dealing at the minimum 3 damage. But if you got a crap ton of money already and you want to go ahead and spot removal, this is a card for you. I think that this is a card that people will probably hang on to maybe 1 copy of. I don't know if this is a 2 of card. It could be, because you're emptying the bank with this card, and I don't think that that's necessarily going to be something that people look to do twice. I think that this is going to be a good card, but with the money that you're spending, I can now see stuff like this where you put the money in and you empty the bank, where you're picking and choosing what fees you pay to really tailor that damage, and you're maximizing. So I'm liking where they're going with this. Finally, the last card that I want to show you is called Tatterwing. And Tatterwing is going to break the game, and it's going to make people really upset. Tatterwing looks freaking cool, looks amazing. I can't wait to play it. Deploy, destroy an allied unit, and boost self by its base power. Holy mother of God, this is going to be such a freaking nuisance. This is a dual, I believe this is dual faction with monsters, and holy crap, this is going to be problematic. And I'll tell you why. If you don't already know. Caranthir onto certain cards like, Detlef, Higher Vampire, and whatnot are already problematic or pains in the ass. If you play Detlef, a Caranthir on that, you get the 1-cost card. You drop this on that card. You got an 11 for 8 plus the 5 points from Detlef. Sure, no problem. You can do it on a regular Detlef that hasn't been Caranthir. Sure, no problem. At the same time, I've always toyed around with something along the lines of, let's say you play Caranthir onto the 12-point Spear Tip. That comes out as a 1. If you eat that Spear Tip, that means nothing to you. This card gets boosted to 18. As a last play, 18 points as a last play is sort of trickling into Siri Nova territory where we're kind of getting spooky. Now, obviously, you can fix that because you can't do it as a last play. But still, there's going to be some times in this matchup where, in this game where even you're going to might think twice as an opponent to damage big units, because of the fact that if Tatterwing comes off, all the damage that you've done to that unit can kind of be rescued to a degree with Tatterwing. This card is bananas. This card is going to be crazy with all kinds of different archetypes. This card is going to be nerfed. I guarantee it. But I like it, so let's onward and forward. But this is a nutso card. Anyways, that is Novigrad, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to just take another second here to remind everyone that the pre-orders for the cool card backs and the card kegs, etc., are open for business. If you've got any comments, questions, all that jazz, you can drop it over here in the comment field on YouTube. I welcome all your comments, and obviously hit the subscription button. It means the world to me. You can catch me live Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, twitch.tv/watchflake. I hope that you're enjoying all the cool stuff that's coming out. Gwent's going to be rocketing ahead real soon with a new expansion, a new challenger coming up, mobile, all that nonsense. But this one, the Novigrad expansion, June 28th, it's right around the corner. Thank you so much. Be kind to one another. See you soon.